What is going on YouTube? In today's video, we're opening our very own LEGO Star Wars store with a goal of turning $1,000 into $100,000. Today is day number 1, and the first thing on the list is to build inventory, and I figured the best way to do that is Facebook Marketplace. And the first one I found is a double Ewok Village going for $500. This set sells for $480 used, so I'm getting 2 for 1 basically. That's a 2x return on investment in theory, and the only way to test this theory is to drive to the person's house and acquire the product, which we decided to do. And after meeting with the seller, the set seemed really old and dusty and falling apart at first glance, but to my surprise, they added in 2 free Ewok attack sets completely for free. I was pretty happy about that. And after doing some basic landscaping to repair the leaves that fell off in the box, I repaired both sets to 99% completion. And now let's add up how much both of these 2 Ewok villages are worth. One of them came with a 100% complete set of minifigures, so that completes our first set worth $480 used. With our other Ewok village only coming in with 5 of its minifigures, all Ewoks, I'm approximating I could get $300 for this second set, complete build, but missing key minifigures like Endor, Princess Leia worth almost $100 alone. But we also got 5 random Ewoks thrown in worth $12 each, and add $33 each for the 2 Ewok attack sets complete with its minifigures, and we're now at $906 value, or a 181% return on investment. But that's not all, we also got a bunch of extra forest themed bricks. It looks like the previous owner ordered these to complete missing pieces for the set, like for this 100% restoration of the speeder bike. And these extra pieces amount to about 2 to 3 pounds of Lego, which I'm estimating I could sell for $10 at the least, so add that to the total. Unfortunately though, there's a civil war going on in my double Ewok village right now, so let's see what's going on with that. Alright guys, so now that it looks like they got that all sorted out, it looks like the Empire will not be taken over, and it looks like Endor will be remaining under Ewok jurisdiction, at least for now. We can now put this on our new store shelf, our first store inventory, not bad for $500, and now let's search Facebook Marketplace for our next lot to buy, and then after that, let's try to make some sales, and our business will be officially underway. I'm excited to see what I can get next. Guys, real quick, if you enjoyed that stop motion animation, it was always my dream as a kid to be a stop motion animator, a movie maker, a dream that I gave up on until now. This channel is my last ditch effort to pay for my dream to come true, so if you want to support the channel, hit that subscribe button with notifications on so you don't miss an episode when they drop. And if you want to go even further, you can support me on Patreon and/or sign up for Whatnot, an app where you could bid live on LEGO minifigure auctions. It's really fun and you could get some good deals. And if you sign up with my link in the description, you'll get free credits to spend, and we'll both receive credits. Now let's continue on with the video. And the next one that caught my eye is this 230-pound lot of LEGO Star Wars. Used LEGO goes for about $5 per pound, so just based off of that, I could over double my money selling this lot for $1,150 right away. and that's without adding in the minifigures. And trust me, I will be sifting through this 230 pounds to look for expensive minifigures that could add some serious resale value to this lot. Overall, I thought this was a no-brainer, so I pulled the trigger and met the seller at the Walmart in the middle of the night. He said that he got all of this Lego from multiple Facebook Marketplace pickups himself, but his wife made him sell it, so you already know we're about to get a crazy deal. And already to make the deal even sweeter than it is, he threw in 3 unopened sets. His wife must have been mad. 75283 AAT with Ahsoka, a 501st Battle Pack, and Ahsoka's Clone Trooper Battle Pack. Combined, those are worth around $90. That's roughly 15% of the lot value I could make back right away just from those added sets, which I wasn't expecting. And I'm getting excited driving home to see what we got in these bins. I dumped them out on the floor immediately, like the good old days, with no organizational plan at first, just excitedly looking through each bin to see what I could find. And the first thing I noticed is a bunch of half-complete ships. Things were like a tornado in the room. Legos were everywhere. So first things first, let's go over the minifigures that I found in the bag, and including the ones that I found searching through the bins. So let's see what we got. We got a sick red clone trooper to start, an ARF trooper worth $17, and an ARC trooper worth $44. However, this one has significant leg damage. He was probably damaged in battle. So let's just say approximately $25 on that one. Next we got Bomb Squad Trooper worth $9. And then a Shock T, an Elite Jedi, worth a solid $78. But we're missing the headpiece, so let's price that at $20 without it. The most important part is missing. And then a C-3PO, a 501st clone, and a Rebel Hoth Trooper with the wrong parts, so $2 on that. And then a Luke Skywalker Pilot worth $4, a Super Battle Droid, and 2 B-1 Battle Droids, and an Airborne Clone Trooper with a missing helmet and the wrong legs. So that was a bin find. Let's approximate $5 on that one. And then Clone Wars Anakin Skywalker with a missing arm, and that's appropriate considering what Obi-Wan did to him when he had the high ground. But I should eventually find a replacement arm for him pretty easily, rebuilding him to his $9 value. So that's it for the complete Lego Star Wars minifigures, and we're currently sitting at $199 value with a lot more to cover still. We also got a good amount of minifigure pieces here. It was hard for me to value how much I could get for these, especially since I am just starting out my store and still trying to learn the ropes of the resale business. But there are pieces in here worth some money, like this Asajj Ventress head selling for $11.99, and the Sand Trooper helmet selling for $11 as well, along with a handful of other Lego Star Wars helmets. If I sold these piece for piece on Bricklink, I definitely would get more, but I've read it takes a lot of effort to run a Bricklink store, which is something I am considering to implement down the road when my business grows. But for now, I'm more likely to sell this as a lot for simplicity reasons. I'm not 100% sure what I will get for this entire lot, but let's just estimate to add $40 to our lot value. And we also got some custom clone troopers. Personally, I do not like fake Legos, but the details on these are pretty decent at least. We got a bunch of droids and super bad droids, along with extra clone pieces and a bunch of accessories. We'll see what I could actually get for this, but it looks like there are some people willing to pay money for custom clones. So let's just approximate add $40 to our lot value. So moving on to the sets, I really wanted to rebuild some of these ships to 99% completion, and the first one I was actually able to do so with was a classic 7656 General Grievous's ship. The method I used to rebuild the set was to find the ship half built, tear it apart and inventory it, and then search the bins for the missing pieces. And eventually I did finish this. While the ship itself isn't worth much, especially without the minifigure, so I might actually just keep this one. The set does hold some nostalgic value to me because I owned it as a kid, but my dad threw away all of my Legos because he said it would interfere with my ability to get girls. The next set I tried to rebuild was Anakin's Y-Wing, a sick Clone Wars set, which is worth a good amount used, but I was only able to inventory it to about 85% completion. So while I might have to order the missing pieces on Bricklink, I do plan on completing this and selling it. So let's just add $75 to the total value for now with that in mind. We also have more ships I could try to rebuild, but we're going to put those off for now due to that process taking a lot more effort than I expected. The seller claimed that there's all the parts for a sandcrawler and 2 turbo tanks in here. Even if that is true, rebuilding those would be insane, but I'm definitely not opposed to trying it eventually. And lastly, before we run the final numbers, I noticed a bunch of Bionicle pieces, and these sell for a good amount. It looks like they go for around $15 a pound, sometimes even higher. So I started looking for more and began making a separate pile, which kept getting getting bigger and bigger. I was ultimately surprised by how much Bionicle I was able to find. That's a pretty decent sized pile right there. It weighed in at 5.6 pounds, so I plan to sell this as a separate lot for additional $80. So that leaves us with about 220 pounds of loose bulk Lego that I plan to sell for $5 a pound for a total of $1,100, which brings our total $1,000 first investment from everything you've seen in this video to an approximate resale value of $2,450. See you guys in the next episode to see how much we make.